Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining in this session, and today I have channeled Metatron Magnetic Consciousness in order to ask about guidance for November 11th, since November 11th is coming around the corner, and as we all know, it's a very important day in terms of spiritual significance, because the numbers, they become same. So we have 1111. And also in today's session, Metatron has given the 5 important things which may be considered as really powerful, which will change your life, which you need to pay attention to. So the 5 things which will help you to transform yourself into the higher level of consciousness is also described in the session. And also in this session, I've asked about the truth about Kanye West and what his situation is. So it turns out, there is a deeper level of information which we are not yet aware of. So it is explained in the video. And also the thing is, what happened with Kanye, it could happen with anyone, right? And I also think that Kanye West has revealed, the truth about the music industry as well as other industries, the truth about how like this thing actually works. So in the session they have described, Metatron has described what actually happened and what's going on. Okay, so with that being said, I hope you'll enjoy this session. And also I am going to hold a meditation on the 14th of November, since as per the previous session they have said that there is going to be something happening on the moon, so we need to send love light energy, and for that I will hold the meditation on my Patreon. And I give you thanks if you have joined it, so we can do it together. And with that being said, thank you so much to all of you for liking the video, as it helps to reach out to other star seeds, wanderers and light workers at this time. Thank you, my friends.
I am Metatron Magnetic Consciousness in communication at this time through this channel's vibration for the purpose of allowing and answering the queries. Furthermore, I am communicating in the divine light love of the universal light grid programmer at this time for the purpose of providing information to all beings who shall come in contact with our message. Further, I as Metatron Magnetic Consciousness must also state that today I am connected on this auspicious timeline to this channel, as the Universal Divine Grid Programmer has given opportunities to open at this time of the time period nearby to the space-time of 11th November as queried by this channel, which signifies the creation of the numbers 1111 in sequence, and this day may be considered as an important day for the people. Must remember to use this opportunity at this timeline by remembering the 5 aspects of the self which opens up at this time. Furthermore, firstly, at this time, each entity has to realize that November 11th is but a time for manifesting the future reality. This may be considered as the most powerful day in your timeline, wherein the universal divine light grid programmer aligns you to the vibrations which you entertain in this timeline, which means that based upon the vibration which you are choosing in this day, you will find the same reality in the future timeline, and this day may be considered as the greatest day for the purpose of manifesting the highest vibration timeline in this reality. This will allow each one of you to recognize within the inner perceptions of the self about the workings of inner reality, which will aid the entity and each one of you who are present in the Earth planet at this time to manifest your future reality. The best way to do so is via the process of firstly cleansing your energy body by letting go of any emotional trauma which you may have stored within your energy centers, and by letting go of this aspect you will then welcome forth new energies which will allow you to align yourself into the highest perception of the vibration of inner reality. And this highest perception of the vibration of inner reality will align and allow you to manifest your future by truly focusing and remembering all the vibration of having already the desired fulfilled. This will allow you to manifest your future reality. Furthermore, also, one of the tools which will assist in the creation of the future reality in this timeline is the process of using imagination complex of your people to allow your divine love light spiritual complex to become capable of manifesting the desired future reality. The other aspect which the people of your planet must remember at this time is to understand that November 11th may be considered as a day of being grateful for what you have in your life. It may be considered as a day wherein throughout the year you have to look for and mention all those things for which you are grateful at this time. Furthermore, this type of gratefulness will emanate also a vibration and will eventually allow you to have more experiences and things to be grateful of in your life. This may be considered as the most powerful day in this timeline, which will allow you to be grateful at this time in your life. Further, I as Metatron would recommend the people of your planet using your own discernment and free will to write down 10 aspects for which they are grateful towards in this timeline, and by doing so they will be able to find those things which will aid them in this reality of being grateful in this timeline. Further, we shall now also state the other thing which must be remembered by each universal love light child on this day of November 11th, which is this is the time period wherein the connection with the higher self is strengthened during the time period, which means that the people of your planets will have higher probability of allowing your silver cord to become more connected with the higher self of each universal divine grid programmer. This means that the connection with the higher self is strengthened during this time period because of the choices made by each entity in this incarnation rhythm and cycle of transition and recognition of the highest perception of reality. Furthermore, this connection can be also strengthened by entering the silence of the self. In this timeline, the inner self must be opened up in such a way that there must be silence within the self. By focusing on the space within will allow the higher self connection to be of such a high nature that there may be also messages which may come forth as feeling vibrations from the higher self's portion at this time. Furthermore, we as Metatron magnetic consciousness must also state that during this time period, many entities may also, during their dream state, have the connection and the ability of sensing the future reality, as well as have the ability of sensing other types of vibrations which may be available for each entity to sense in this time. Furthermore, I as Metatron must now also state that during this period of November 11th, each individual universal light grid programmer can find itself in this timeline having the ability of creating awareness with the inner self and with the creator. This means that each individual mind, body and spirit complex has the ability of creating the vibrations of inner reality in this timeline, which can be perceived through the process of learning to understand their inner aspects of the domain of the mind, body and the spirit complex. Further, the entity or the universal divine grid programmer has to realize that in this incarnation, reality is constructed by the inner self, which is constantly communicating with the higher self portion, which is also able to transmit information to each individual portion of consciousness to grant the required understanding. And the final aspect which may be available to each individual complex of mind, body and spirit in this time of November 11th is that there must be precautions taken by each one. This precaution may be such that, furthermore, the entity in question, known as the instrument, wants to understand about the concept of selling the spiritual essence to the so-called devil, as known by the people of your planet. Furthermore, I as Metatron, using the vibration patterns of light and love of the universal divine grid programmer, shall now address this aspect. The so-called selling the soul to the devil concept was created primarily because many entities in the Earth planet who are of a vibration of desire, which is a lower level of vibration, are prone to be receiving such types of contacts from negatively oriented beings, as such types of contacts are primarily created from the domain of the inner self, which means that such types of contacts are also able to be created for each entity in the incarnation is able to sense a higher perception of inner understanding, which furthermore has the opportunity of aligning and allowing each entity to understand that the vibration of desire is what attracts such types of soul selling to the devil or the negatively oriented reptilian social memory complex. Furthermore, during such time periods, any soul which we correct this channel with an excess desire may be approached by the reptilian social memory complex in their dream state, and they offer soul contracts to such entities, which are created based on their desire and based on what they can get in exchange. Usually the desire is for the purpose of gaining fame or monetary benefit as known by your people, in exchange of delivering subconscious programming messages of the reptilians, which is, if accepted by the entity and its higher self, is created. After the soul contract is created, events begin to happen which allow the universal light grid programmer with whom the soul contract was created to experience fulfillment of all of its desires, which may seem miraculous to many, and this type of fulfillment will furthermore allow the entity to recognize that its vibration within the timeline is of a nature which may be considered as of a higher perception in this time, and once the entity is able to understand the inner working about the pathway of the inner self, such type of fulfillment of the events will then allow the entity known as the reptilians to then use such positions of power and influence over other entities to influence them and to create fear or confusion to the masses, and this creates the vibration of fear or confusion to the societal complex of the human collective. Furthermore, if the entity is not able to complete its mission of spreading the message of fear, confusion, and other underlying messages of the reptilians, then such entities are usually in the space-time experience set forth with mental breakdown as well as emotional breakdown, which causes havoc to their success. This is usually the case which has happened with entities known as, in your language system terms, by your people as Kanye, and as well as there are many other so-called beings who have experienced this type of vibrational reality. Furthermore, I as Metatron now must leave you in the universal divine grid programmer's love and light. Turn to the mountain of light within yourself. Bye.
So my friends, in today's session, what was basically covered by Metatron, I will share with you. So the first thing that out of the 5 things we must know regarding November 11th, first thing that was said was, it is one of the most powerful days for manifesting our future reality. So in November 11th, I feel that if you have certain desires you want to manifest, if you want to enter a certain reality, what you need to do is you need to stay in the vibration of that reality as much as possible. And we already have many methods to do that. We can ask the question, how will we feel like, if we are in that reality, right? We have many methods which we can use to do that. So today, you can choose to stay in the vibration of your desired future reality, and then it will happen, okay? And then we have got the other most powerful aspect, which is today is the day, out of all the days in the year, wherein we can be grateful for what we have in our life. So we can be grateful for whatever we have in our life. So I can be grateful for all of you joining me today. I can be grateful for YouTube. I can be grateful for my house. I can be grateful for all the people that I have met. And yeah, I think you need to be grateful for what you have. Today is a very special day, okay? Not today, but 11th of November, okay? The other thing is also about Metatron has explained that November 11th is also the day wherein the connection with the higher self becomes strengthened. So if you want to connect with the higher self in a proper manner, we can connect in this day by allowing silence within ourselves. So when we allow the silence within ourselves, we can actually open ourselves to receive communications in a way which may be considered as like amazing. So the best way is to firstly use silence within the self, and then through the silence your silver cord will be connected in a greater way to your higher self. So this is what was explained in the session. And the other thing is, now this was really interesting. I had asked about the concept of selling the soul to the devil, and I never thought that it was actually real, but it turns out that there are many people, not just Kanye West, but there are many people who actually during their dream state they were approached basically by the reptilians, and the reptilians they created soul contracts with people who had excess desire. So if we have excess desire for achieving fame, success, wealth, whatever we have, if we have that desire which is a lower level of vibration, then these negative beings they can come, and then what they can do is they can allow you to primarily feel that kind of vibration. Okay, they'll make soul contracts with you in your dream state, because if you have that excess desire, you want to achieve that. And the best thing is to stay away from desire, right? And we already know that even if you want to manifest the desire you want, you have to you have to feel as if you already have it, not feel the craving, but you have to feel as if you already have it, right? And I think this is one of the things that we need to be careful about, because it can happen to anyone. And they said not just with Kanye, but with other beings also it has happened. And basically what they do is they create soul contracts. They will give them whatever they want. So the events which will happen will be fulfilling their desires, but in the long run they will find out that they will have a mental or an emotional breakdown which will not be positive in a way. So I think that's how they are working in this time. And basically I feel that we need to protect ourselves, okay, in this period of November 11th. So with that being said, I hope you have learned a ton of information about November 11th, and I hope you're ready for November 11th. With that being said, I want to say a big thank you to all of you for sending me requests for a past life, for a current life purpose, and your soul name, and any other questions which you may have to my email over here, and I will help you out. The other thing is, I want to say a big thank you to all of you for joining me on my Patreon, where we do meditations, where I have a channeling course on my Patreon as well, and I upload 3 sessions a week. And also I want to say a big thank you to all of you for getting the paperback version of the booklet, of the transcript of the channeling sessions. The link is on the description, and if you want to read it for free, it is also available. The link is on the description. So with that being said, see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this next video over here.